At least let me walk with you.
No.
I just keep thinking, the last person in this show that was led to believe they could just leave was gruesomely murdered later. All right, everybody, this is Venus Brown. This is the season finale of Three Body Problem. This episode is called Wall Facer. I have no clue what that's supposed to mean. Let's get on with the show.
Beat them. Our children's children, a dozen generations removed.
Do we have to listen to this? You don't find it depressing?
What?
I feel like I find everything depressing.
They're aliens? There's an alien invasion. They think we're bugs? Do you even remember my name?
Of course.
Absolutely not.
Eventually, humanity will die out, and then we don't even have to worry about these aliens.
I didn't know 2 minutes could last this long.
It's Silver Prius.
Watch it.
Well, that was fantastic.
He got saved by accident.
Nora.
She remembered her name.
Uh-huh. Our brains work weird like that, though. Sometimes we'll forget shit for no good reason, and then some funky thing happens, and
You're
All of a
gonna
sudden.
forget shit. Unless it's a song.
forget a lot of shit.
Unless it's a song.
Even songs,
Oh, man.
especially anymore.
You're a close
It's
friend?
getting too old.
You a cop?
Not exactly, no.
Sad to say, I know what happened to Jack and Will. Yeah, when Jay at the graveyard. What did you two chat about?
What the fuck is this?
3 days later, she's murdered in China,
What?
along with one of my men.
Yo and Jez dead?
And someone tries to murder you.
No one tried to murder me. There was an accident.
The car that hit Nora was under order.
With further reason to believe that they were targeting you.
Who are they?
Now, that's the question, right?
Some kid.
Put them on. They're bulletproof.
That's cool.
Bulletproof.
It's like bulletproof Gore-Tex. Only, hopefully, actually bulletproof.
Yeah, because Gore-Tex is not.
Exactly. Gore-Tex is nice in bad weather, but Kevlar also is not actually bulletproof. When I was in Korea, we went sledding down the hill just wearing our Gore-Tex for sledding. It was fun.
So stupid.
You're not.
My job is to get you safely to your destination.
What's my destination?
Someone will meet you when we get there and explain things to you.
Her parents were told their daughter died in a terrible accident.
That's not true.
I guess meeting you was a terrible accident. Big day ahead of you.
But if they're running that control, I doubt they would do that. They probably are smart enough to know not to do that.
I mean, aren't a lot of planes able to do automatic
Yes.
control
Most
now?
of them are always.
And so they could
Fast
easily
forward.
transition it so that a bunch of them are just automatically controlled without anybody actually piloting at all.
But most likely they would have just going to do that. So that's stupid. They are for some reason.
Corn, wheat. Is this chili pepper?
You love spicy food?
No. The only real science getting any funding is for planetary defense. If you don't want to be a scientist anymore, then go. I'm taking key members of the Staircase Project to Cape Canaveral for the launch. I'll save a seat for you.
You get any sleep?
Well, there's definitely a person up there.
As I said, it wouldn't make sense for them to do it on autonomous lane travel. The autonomous vehicles are getting hijacked.
Are you the one that's going to tell me what's going on?
I'm afraid I'm not authorized to do that, but you'll hear it straight from the top. I promise.
Straight from the top. The king or the president or the prime minister.
The aliens themselves. I think they're in New York.
If we're in the right country, the Emperor, or some other.
Ever been to the United Nations, Mr. Durant?
On a class trip.
That's a cool class trip. At least in my opinion.
Momentous occasion.
I'm in charge of his security. He's wearing what he's wearing.
What ceremony?
Like, your suit is not likely to
The
be
fourth
bulletproof.
meeting of the Wallfacer Project. We are at war. But the Santee have declared war upon them. We are an open book. Humanity has no secrets. How do we keep secrets from an adversary who sees everything? Humanity still has secrets. They are not all powerful, cannot read our minds. This is the basis of what we call the Wallfacer Project. We have chosen 3 people, call them Wallfacers, after the ancient Buddhist name for meditators. As long as they violate no international laws, the Wallfacers never need to explain their actions and commands. General Hu's books on military history, both at winning conflicts and in peacefully ending them. Miss Arich, fighting ISIS in Raqqa, has exceptional experience fighting and winning asymmetrical battles. Saul Durand.
He's like, what are you talking about? I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Mr. Durant,
If you please.
it really feels like those other people were told something.
Right.
Saul Durand.
I have no idea what this
An
is
Oxford-trained
what I'm
physicist.
getting into.
They will pass through the long years alone, turning their backs on everyone they know.
I've made a mistake. I'm not special.
They think you are.
Yes, no one explained anything to me.
If we had asked you, would you have come?
Of course not.
That's why we didn't ask.
I won't do it, okay?
Okay. I understand.
So I'm free to leave?
You're free to do anything.
I would like to leave. Alone.
At least let me walk with you.
No.
I just keep thinking, the last person in this show that was led to believe they could just leave was gruesomely murdered later.
Don't let that happen again.
Go there and get shot again.
You've got one broken rib, a little internal bleeding. It's not bad, considering you got shot by a 338 sniper round. Bulletproof coveralls saved your life.
I fucked up.
You wanted to protect me and I didn't let you.
Will you let me now?
It'd be really funny if they were the ones that shot him just to get him to stop being like this.
You want to see the guy that tried to kill you?
Know your enemy? Didn't Sun Tzu say that?
I don't know, I'm from Manchester.
Like, it's not my department.
He does have a little bit of a point.
Let me talk to
know
someone.
your enemy thing. Might,
You're a wall facer.
might be able to
Your
get
word
some
is my command,
information
bro.
from the...
I turned it down. Is everyone gonna smile at me like that from now on?
Now what?
Like they think they know something about me, but can't say.
You think I know
Somebody
something?
tells you.
What happened to us?
No, I can't do this right now.
Yeah, no, Jim.
You have 5 hours and you're stuck on a plane with me. Is this about Will?
Of course it's about Will. I stole the last weeks of his life from him. We need him to pass 300 atomic bombs at exactly the right time. The chances of him making it...
It's not him. You keep saying him. But it's not Will. Will is dead.
No, he's not. He's a living brain, being kept at -150 degrees. Do you know how easy it would be for them with their technology to rebuild his body?
They're even if he was dead, we'd still call him him.
You loved him.
I love him. He's still alive.
Sorry, dude. It sucks, but been dumped for a head. Who in the world is
Can I talk to him alone? You shot me with a sniper rifle. You're sorry?
Sorry I didn't aim for your head. I thought I was clever too before I learned the truth. They're your superiors too.
You tried to murder a man that you've never met on the directive of aliens that you've never met. Why? What the fuck is wrong with you?
I've gone to be a soldier in the army of the Lord.
So putrid.
Hey, take it
God damn
easy.
it,
Fine.
can you stop for 5 minutes?
Who do you work for?
Used to be MI5, then it was SIA. Now it's PDF. No, that PDA. 2 attempts on your life in the last 48 hours.
I want to go home.
Travel runs through Kent. Hold on.
What is your job?
I'm your day-to-day liaison with the Planetary Defense Council.
PDC.
Day-to-day liaison. Refuse to be a wall facer.
Yes, that was included in the announcement.
So why are you still here?
I'm in charge of your day-to-day liaisons.
Because it's like we're not communicating.
It's like you're not understanding.
I am not a wall facer.
No, sir.
I rejected the offer.
It doesn't matter.
I want to see the Secretary General.
She's waiting for you.
What matters is what people believe. A wall facer's work is carried out in secret, in the solitude of the mind. I don't know what's inside your mind.
Not want this job.
I don't blame you. It's a terrible job.
Then I've never been in a fight except for when I was 12 and Kari Shavers beat the shit out of me.
I have no fucking idea how
To fight aliens. Why was I chosen?
No one knows the real reason.
Ruined my life. And now you're giving me
this bullshit?
Before you were chosen.
I'm sorry.
That's why you were chosen.
What's the indirect reason?
I believe you'll know when the time is right. It's been a pleasure to meet you again.
We're gonna give you riddles. We are not gonna give you
In the
answers.
future, Mr. Kent will take what you need.
Wait for the alien. Stop it.
We're taking a huge gamble on you. Whether it pays off, but I pray that it does.
No answer.
Mr. Kent,
Yes, Mr. Durant.
my friend is being launched into space tomorrow. I'd like to see him off.
Of course, Mr. Durant.
That's who you thought was shooting. Yeah.
Reminds me a little bit of Maggie from The Walking Dead.
Yeah. You know, it could be a older version of Kick-Ass. Oh, she's got a headset. That's weird. Still here.
So far, I feel like we're getting a lot of no answers for a final episode.
Like, I thought they were supposed to watch something. Yeah. I guess so. I said you got those bombs up there quick.
Yeah, you should have used one of the hell they used to get the bombs up there to get to the fleet of ships. Damn. They're like boom, 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 boom. Done.
Receiving green status from all 300 bombs.
All units are in position for decades to
launch, we are. Terminal countdown.
18 grams.
What?
Popping a few seeds shall be child's play.
They're in there?
I heard he likes spicy food.
Why did you change your mind?
10,
It's like, 'cause I'm not a complete animal.
Your angle just make my brain think the rocket is blowing up or something.
I'm just imagining it going up a little bit and then going. Phew. It didn't work. Challenger.
Imagine we got hit hard and it just disappeared.
Be here? Is it safe?
Bulletproof. Well, on spaceship.
Almost.
You're going to be handcuffed to that kid for the rest of your life. You okay with that?
You have a choice.
No.
Then I'm okay with it.
Thanks.
It's actually a couple of hours before the capsule reaches the first detonation. You want to get some air? He goes everywhere with you, huh?
It's part of the deal. Remember last year? We were worried about whatever the fuck we were worried about. I want to go back in time and punch myself in the face.
Chinese general, a Kurdish war hero. And sold around.
Right? I have an idea, though. Nah, stupid.
Talk to Augie. She hates what we did to Will. I hate what we did to Will.
He would have done anything for you. He loved you. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dick, but
No.
he did. Someone loves me that much someday.
Maybe someone already does.
Sí, todo. Vendría siendo .00001 micras. Si lo ajustas bien, se termina la epidemia.
Use it right. The way she wanted it, intended it. You understand what she was doing? She was cutting her.
Stand by for first stage.
So she made a filter.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Grab on and hold stuff. Whereas that actually cuts through everything.
Stage boosters 1, 2, 3, and 4 have been injected successfully. Expecting telemetry confirmation.
Looks like a big blob of poop.
It's a really shame.
Well, it unfurl. See, now it's just a giant butthole.
Don't see why growing micro fibers would make that any more useful. It's because it's stronger. Potential stress.
She did it.
God damn.
3, 2, 1.
Okay. I didn't know they were accelerating it like that.
First detonation successful. Second detonation in 5, 4.
They have 300 of these.
He's flying now.
Detonation successful.
Who screwed up? Did you accidentally use inches instead of centimeters? Imagine if the aliens corrected it. Although I'm not sure how they would do
New Advance. That was the last episode, though.
I mean, it's sort of like a really futuristic Viking send-off. Yep. Sent off into space. So you're also a living brain.
Well, that blows.
I have no idea. But he's who Bolin. If he wants it, get it for him.
Because
Doctor Who. That might be useful. Kryptonians, I doubt it. Unless the Kryptonians manage to get to Earth.
Are they gonna talk to you?
We hope you're enjoying your flight, Mr. Wade.
We're sorry the staircase project failed. We would have liked to meet Mr. Downing. And we hope to meet you, if your hibernation technology works. Human beings are so fragile.
If you were watching me,
Messing with you.
I must be doing something right.
Yes, you're a strong leader. There'll be a place for you when we arrive. You are part of our plan.
You are one of us.
Every room you enter, we'll already be there waiting for you. Whatever we want you to see, you will see. Until the day you die.
They are disturbing. Lying is bad, but the shit we're doing is totally fine.
Imagine if their species just look like normal humans, but they don't have eyes. Like, they just look like what they should.
Yeah.
You're the two saddest looking bastards I've ever seen.
Give me a speech, man. I can't any Henry V bullshit. Sometimes being depressed is an appropriate reaction to whatever's going on in the world.
That probe moving faster than any man-made object ever.
It's a failure.
Ever see those old
Those
World War
things are
II
failures
movies that
over and over
realize
again
launching
until
planes
they're
off
not.
aircraft?
It's only a failure.
How many pilots they lost before they got it right?
Still a few million times slower than the Santi.
And it's your
Slow.
first try.
We're dumb and we
First
die
try,
easy.
beat the world record for fastest
Or
travel
bugs.
craft made by man.
Mum, go for a drive.
I don't want to go
Now.
He's like, I'm your security. You don't get to boss me around.
Which is funny, because it's supposed to be like, he makes, like Saul's the one that makes the choices. They
Right.
do whatever he says.
But at the same time, he's like, I'm your security. I'm supposed to keep you safe.
In the room.
And if listening to you isn't keeping you safe, then
Bugs.
locusts.
Been trying to get rid of them forever. They pesticides from planes, we put poison in the ground, we try and sterilize them, we swat them, zap them, step on them. Look around.
Just keep going.
Not going anywhere.
They are enduring, resilient things. Look at yourself through a different perspective.
Definitely weird way to
Yeah.
We're bugs. Be proud. Your friend is a brain and he's drifting off in space forever. Just look at these bugs.
One alien's bug is another man's. Alright, so now it's time for the inside the episode.
We'll always be with you. Every room you enter, we'll already be there waiting for you.
The Sophons have vast power, but they are not all-powerful. They cannot read our minds.
In episode 8, I love how it's so concentrated on Saul specifically and what he's going through. And if you're along for the ride with Saul, you'd be feeling like I'd feel trapped too if I was in.
The third wall facer, Saul Durand.
Becoming a wall facer is not just an honor, it's really more of a curse, because once you've been chosen for this thing, it's a bit of a Kafka-esque nightmare in that everyone thinks everything you're doing from this point on is a plan to defeat the aliens.
Shouldering this great burden, they will pass through the long years alone.
And the reason the term was chosen, I believe, is because it, references Buddhists, staring at the wall, trying to achieve a state of enlightenment and not interacting with the outside world. And it's a pretty damn lonely existence, and that's not really Saul.
I reject all of the powers of the Wallfacer. I won't do it, okay? I think it'll be interesting for audiences to kind of wait to see how he handles that pressure, or if he handles the pressure, and what happens if he does have more responsibility moving forward.
What matters is what people believe, and non-people.
It's kind of what I love about the situation in Cixi and Liu's books, and it's at the heart of all of the books, and it only gets more important going forward. It's just the impossibility of knowing what an opponent is going to do and how the mistrust that comes from that often forces people into terrible situations.
What this series means to me, hopefully we have conveyed the scope of this trilogy in a way that makes you feel like you are watching the most important story ever told. It is the story of humanity from the moment we realize we're not alone all the way up until the very end. And, you know, I can't imagine anything bigger than that.
The launch of the Staircase Mission project, you know, is quite a really important sequence in the finale of the show. And, you know, it was a really intricate, interesting thing to shoot. We built a mission control here that's a really kind of spectacular set. 3, 2, 1.
I hope for some viewers at least, it works as a little bit of a fake out, because you're expecting it's the finale of the season, and you've been told over and over again, this is never going to work. This is a 1 in a million shot that we could possibly detonate 300 bombs and have it.
It's one thing I know from movies. They say it's never going to work. It's going to work.
It's totally going to work. And this is going to be, you know, humanity's, you know, real like moonshot, if you will, to defeat the aliens. So obviously you're assuming that it's going to work.
That's what I thought when I read the book the first time. I thought, well, this has been built up. They're going to send this guy's brain towards the enemy fleet. It's going to grow right into the middle of his fleet, and I'll get to see alongside his disembodied brain, like, what's going on in the enemy fleet. I didn't see it going to shit.
That whole sequence is just so, you know, in terms of the visual effects
I would think they would have
score
backup stuff in
and then the acting, you know, just a lot of close-ups of Jess looking anguished.
The advisors had an anomaly.
Part of the reason I really feel Jin's despair when Will's brain capsule goes off course, I think, is that she's finally recognized that
you loved him.
I love him. He's still alive.
It's a beautiful performance from Jess, and also it's like this woman realizing something incredibly important about herself, which is this friend that she's known for years and years, who's been by her side for so long, is actually maybe the love of her life, and now it's too late. And then the one kind of, as you said, the moonshot before, if you still believe he's alive as a frozen brain, maybe the aliens can bring him back. Well, that's not going to happen now because he's just veered off millions of miles in the wrong direction. So it's really a tragic moment for Jin and a tragic moment for Saul, who's one of Will's best friends. And they're despondent at the very end. And the one person who doesn't really have patience for their despondency is Da Shi, whose attitude is more or less, you know, we're at war and have your moment to grieve, but now it's time to get back to work.
Come on. Go for a drive.
I grew up reading science fiction, and I remember the feelings that it gave me almost more than I remember a lot of the specifics of some of the books that I read. And reading Liu's books gave me the full force of that feeling again. And I'm hoping that the show can bring some of that to people who love science fiction, to some people who think they hate science fiction, to everybody in between, because that's what his books did for me.
Yeah, I love these books. I found them so thought-provoking and wildly imaginative. And if the series gets more people to read the books, I think that will be that would make me very happy.
Well, we paired together two things that are very far apart in the books. The brain capsule goes off course. You know, like 100 pages into book 3, and the cicada moment happens at the end of book 1. So they're nowhere close to each other, but it seemed to make sense to have these two things of like the moment of greatest despair paired with this inspirational moment of still holding out hope.
People hate bugs. Been trying to get rid of them forever.
You know, I always loved the speech at the end of Three Body Problem in the novel, because he's taking something that we normally dislike, but also they're omnipresent and we can't get rid of them. And that's what Dao Shi points out at the end.
Look around. They're not going anywhere.
Again, it's one of the brilliant things that Cixin Liu does in his novels, where he takes something that you kind of, you're aware of, but you just haven't thought of it this way. Yeah, okay, if you're gonna say we're all bugs, I'm gonna take that insult and I'm gonna take ownership of it. And good luck wiping us out, because we've tried to wipe out bugs for thousands of years, and guess what? They're not going anywhere.
Let's get back. We've got work to do.
That's the end of the season. I thought the beginning of the episode felt a lot like the beginning of a next season. It felt disconnected from the other episodes. Like they were coming back after an intermission in the middle of a season or something like that. That's what I felt like.
Like you could separate like the first few episodes, the middle few episodes, the last few episodes into like their own entire separate like shows, because they felt completely different.
Because they came from 3 different books.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like they kept those 3 books.
Right, it doesn't sound like they have the same timeline and continuity.
I'm pretty sure
and
they
stuff
came
like
from the
that.
books, and I'm not sure exactly where the split off the books are.
Right, and I've never read it.
I also don't understand how they took that microfiber, that nanofiber, and attached it to anything without cutting through whatever they were attaching it to.
Yeah, none of the microfiber stuff made any sense. And they sort of acted like anything it touches is automatically going to be cut. But like, that doesn't really make much sense.
Something cuts through it like a razor.
But then if that's the case, then is it going to cut everything?
Razor, if you have words of museum of it.
I mean, were they claiming to use nanofibers to hold the nanofiber sail to the giant bolts?
You don't know. They didn't say.
Right.
They were just making the mesh and failing, and that's all we saw of them making it.
Right.
They completed it eventually, but we don't know how.
Right. But it failed. But that is the reality. You have a big project like that, it is not likely to happen the first time around. That shit's gonna fail and fail and fail. Hopefully you'll get a little bit better each time. Hopefully you'll get a little more likely to be successful each time.
Actually, they had bolts going on this, and they had another one, another one, another one, another one. How much did all those bolts weigh? Why didn't they have just a huge plate with holes and those things looping through each one, so it's one that plate? It would weigh less.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of better ways they could have gone about things.
Right. And when it fell off, it looked like what did they just magnetize it to it?
No,
and
it bolts.
It looked like flat and smooth on the one side when it popped off. Flat and smooth. Not like it. It didn't look like it had holes in it.
You have to run
it looked like just one flat, smooth disc on one side.
I think it was flat on one side because it was against a flat surface, but it had holes in it going around it like this, with holes in it, with bolts going through here up against something.
Well, I'm saying the thing that was up against something looked flat and smooth. Like, how was that attached? It looked like what? Like they were magnetizing it to it or something.
It had bolts. It showed the bolts come off.
It showed the bolts on one side of the disc. But
the
not
bolts
on the
were going through this disc into a plate. They were going straight through this disc and then probably into a threaded insert on this flat surface.
Well, plate or flat surface to me looked smooth on one side.
All you have to do is find that part of the video and stop and pause on it.
We'll do that some other time. that's the end of the episode and the end of the season. I have no idea what the next season will hold, or if the next season was agreed upon. I'm assuming it was, but how would I know? I haven't really checked, so I'll have to check on that and see if they're getting a second season. I'm assuming they will. We don't always get what we want, but that's all I got for you this week. If you want to see anything else, I've got Death Note coming back after this, and I'll either be doing In-Betweeners or some other series, so I'll see you when I see you. Bye. Until next time, I'll see you when I see you. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you want more content, click subscribe. If you click that little bell and click all, then you'll get more content notifications.